Hello folks, good evening, how are we all doing? Welcome back to the Matchday Tavern. My name is Key, we are live for France, Didier Deschamps France, against Pape Thiaw's Senegal, the Lions of Teranga, against Les Bleus. And this one is a really difficult one to call. And France are understandably the favourites, but you just can't write off Senegal. Plenty of goals in that Senegal team, and they have got a very solid defence as well. Won the AFCON, had the AFCON stripped away from them. Very talented side, maybe the best side in Africa. We've already seen Morocco do a number on Brazil, and probably should have won that one, to be honest. Can Senegal now beat France? It was just about a week ago or so that France got beat by the Ivory Coast. We watched that, didn't we? A pre-tournament friendly, Pre-tournament friendly, France played the Ivory Coast in France, and Ivory Coast shocked the nation, basically, because France, there was definite... I've got family living in France, and they were saying Papers were very critical of the French, very critical of Deschamps and his inability to platform that unbelievably talented front line of MBAPPE and Dembele and Elise, and just try and work those all together in a way that gets the best out of them. Kylian Mbappe is the second all-time top goal scorer for France. Kylian Mbappe just behind Olivier Giroud, who's in the studio right there. 56 goals for Mbappe, and he can equalise it tonight if he scores. But it's going to be a really fascinating game. It's going to be a really good game. Looking forward to it. Hopefully you are too. Lovely to see everyone in the chat. How are we all doing? Good to see you all. As always, before we get stuck into the game, before we get stuck into the ins and outs of the game, I do want to give a very big shout out to our friends of the channel, and our sponsors, Oxford Natural. Oxford Natural are continuing to sponsor the Matchday Tavern throughout the World Cup. A big thank you to them. If you've not already heard of Oxford Natural, then I am absolutely certain that you will do. If you've not already seen the wonderful before and after pictures that you're seeing on my left, your right, I will get there eventually. You will see the great pictures, the great results that people are getting, like Robbie from AFTV, Michael Owen, of course, has been singing their praises. KG, of course, is another content creator in this space who has done really well out of using Oxford Natural's Optimum Day and Night supplements. And Optimum Day is about helping you with your cravings, keeping you on track, giving you energy throughout the day, and making sure that you don't lose focus, basically, in terms of making positive changes. And then you've got your Optimum Night, which is about helping you rest, reset, recover properly. And all of that is really important if you do want to make some positive changes when it comes to your health. If you're trying to shift a few pounds, which, to be honest, I'm trying to as well. I've been very honest about that, to be fair, haven't I? I'm nearly 6 stone down. That's not due to Oxford Natural, to be fair. That was before I've been on the Oxford Natural journey. However, I'm not sitting here saying I've been on Oxford Natural for months and months or anything like that. That's not the case. We all know this thing isn't an overnight fix. It's a gradual thing, and it's things you do day to day, these small steps. And Oxford Natural is a big helping point with that. So if you're curious, if you're wanting to get on that health journey and you're wanting to sort of make some positive improvements, you want to find out more about it, go and check out Oxford Natural, and you can click the link in the description. You can scan the QR code, which is on screen right now, and go and get 70% off your first order with code KEY70. Go and get yourself 70% off your first order, and a big thank you, finally, again, to Oxford Natural. And with that said, let's get stuck into today's live. We've actually only got one live today, haven't we, with France and Senegal. The next one comes in the early hours of tomorrow morning, when we will be watching Algeria face off against Argentina, Lionel Messi's Argentina. Right, let's get the chat up on screen. I'm not ignoring you folks, I promise you. Okay. Righty dokie. Let me get everything all set. Interesting lineups today as well, by the way. Let's go through the lineups. The lineups are on the right-hand side. You can see them. France have Mike Maignan in goal, Koundé, Saliba, Upamecano, and Theo Hernandez. And then it's Chouameni and Rabiot in midfield in that double pivot just in front of the defence. And then it's a very attack-minded Elise, Doué, Dembele, and Mbappe. What a front line that is. That's going to cause some real problems for Senegal. And for Senegal is Edouard Mendy in goal, former Chelsea keeper. Then it's El Hadji Malik Diouf of West Ham at left back. Diatta, Kalidou Koulibaly, and Moussa Niakate. And then in front of them, you've got Idrissa Gana Gueye, who is currently a free agent, by the way. Idrissa Gana Gueye, 36, nearly 37. He is no longer an Everton player. I don't believe they renewed his contract. And alongside him is Pape of Villarreal and Lamine Camara, who lots and lots of Premier League clubs are tracking at the moment. There's plenty of Premier League clubs looking at Monaco's Lamine Camara. Be interested to see how he fares tonight against a very decent midfield. And then the front three. Front three is former Liverpool superstar Sadio Mane, the crown jewel of Senegal, basically. Then you've got Nicholas Jackson at centre forward. And what I would consider to be probably the main danger man, actually, of Senegal, and a very underrated player, Ismaila Sarr of Crystal Palace. He's starting on the right-hand side. So, intrigued. No Iliman Ndiaye. Iliman Ndiaye on the bench. No Pape Sarr of Spurs. Thought we might see both of those starting. Malang Sarr also left out. Chelsea centre-back Malang Sarr. The French have some real talent on the bench themselves. Barcola, Akliouche, Cherki. Kanate, who's just gone to Real Madrid from Liverpool. Mateta, Maxence Lacroix, Marcus Thuram, Warren Zaire-Emery, who played for PSG in the Champions League final against Arsenal. They're a talented bunch, France, aren't they? You'd have to imagine if they don't win the World Cup, questions will be asked. It's to that extent. That's how talented they are. Everyone seems to be pointing at France as the obvious winners of this tournament. I still thought it was Spain until yesterday, to be honest. Spain, Cape Verde were dreadful, weren't they? Well, Cape Verde were fantastic. But, right, hang on a second. Let me say hello to everyone. I've not ignored you. I promise. Hang on. Who else have we got? Matty, 3-star Reds. Andy, good to see you, Andy. Sarah, lovely to see you. 3-star. Andy says Spurs agree deal for Van Hecker. Disappointed. I want him at my club. Spurs have signed Van Hecker from Brighton. That's a big deal. City of Northville, the same. Delap, our front office, tried to recruit last year, by the way. Oh, Liam Delap from Chelsea has not worked out at all, has it? Number one security, how's it going? I follow the Blues. Vanch, Jellyfish. Who am I missing? Stephen Morton, good to see you, man. Kieran United fan. Shame about Tino Livramento. Not happy about having Chalobah called up. Should have been Trent. It's bizarre that Trent hasn't been called up in that circumstance, but I guess it just underlines, doesn't it? It reaffirms that they really just don't care for each other, Tuchel and Trent. There's just no love lost there. Apparently one of the reasons, how true this is, apparently one of the reasons they didn't even consider Trent is they couldn't locate him. They couldn't contact him. He's kind of gone off grid, which I guess you would do if you thought, well, there's just no way I'm going to that World Cup. Tuchel does not like Trent, says Sarah. That's it. Evening, Adam. How's it going, sir? Rob, got my big hitters Mbappe and Elise playing in my fantasy team. How's it going, Scott? Will says none of the big teams except Germany have played well yet. France will be very confident. What's good, Gabriel? Good to see you, man. What do you think of Tonali to Spurs, Key? Marquee signing for them if they pull that off. Do we think that's likely to happen, though? something tells me Newcastle, I think they might be more interested in selling to a Barca or a City or a Man United or an Arsenal or someone like that. I think if you're selling to Spurs, I think that would be a real, like, Newcastle fans would start losing their heads here, wouldn't they? Newcastle fans would absolutely fall off. I don't know what would they say? I mean, Tonali to Spurs. It's not even like it's an upgrade, is it? I mean, Spurs fans would argue it's an upgrade, but I mean, Newcastle fans, they didn't have a great season last year, but I think if you're selling players, you want them to be going to teams that you can go, well, kind of understand it. You go into a team that's going to be competing, Champions League, all that sort of stuff. If you was to sell Tonali, I'm not sure about that, Tonali to the Spuds, what the fuck? According to Romano, Tonali wants to move. I can imagine he probably does, though, with De Zerbi in charge. That kind of makes sense, I guess, doesn't it? City of North Hill, Newcastle kind of are below Brighton in my eyes, so why shouldn't they operate like them? It's a bold claim. All boxed up, somebody said manager and Tonali from the same area in Italy. Well, I know they're both from Italy. Maybe if they are, maybe. If they're both from the same area, maybe there's that. Maybe they're kindred spirits and they'll get on. So, hello, Key, how's your little girl? She's alright, yeah. She's a little bit better. She's a little bit better now. Yeah. Roderick, hey, Key, you going to do a watch-along for every World Cup game from now on? No, mate. No. No, not every World Cup game. It's not possible to do every World Cup game. Major rage, Tonali won't end up at 3-point lane. 3-point lane. Yeah, she is. She's getting a little bit better, Sarah, now. She's, think obviously chicken pox. It's at that point now where it's kind of things they've crusted over and she's all right. She'll be okay. Finners says, Key, what's your thoughts on the two matches last night that you weren't live for? Uruguay, Saudi Arabia wasn't brilliant. Iran the same, to be honest. I didn't think it was a brilliant game. Iran and New Zealand. Lots of goals in that one, but maybe not a brilliant game. Adam, sorry, Key was meant to ask you about the little one. Hope she's a little better, mate. She's fine, mate. Yeah, she's getting there. She is getting there. It's chicken pox, isn't it? It's chicken pox. You feel rubbish for a couple of weeks. You feel rubbish for about a week, but you get covered in spots for about 2 weeks. Thank you very much, Sarah. Yeah, I was going to say, if you're new around here, please do hit the like button. Please do subscribe. I imagine you're probably not new around here, to be honest, because most of the people rocking up, unfortunately, due to YouTube being mega saturated at the minute, we're not getting really introduced to a whole lot of new people. So we'll only really grow, I think, as a channel once the World Cup has ended. This charming Dan, it'll be hilarious if Tonali goes to the Spuds, serves Newcastle right for beating West Ham and helping keep Spurs up. Bonjour, Timbo. How's it going, mate? City of Northville, that Saudi game, the Iran one was interesting too. Aesthetic goals. Lovely. Joe players from Senegal to play for Liverpool. Thiaw, Diouf, Mane. I think that's about it, isn't it? I don't think we've had any others. Wow, we're not good enough for you, Key. You only want new people. No, I'm just saying, I was doing the whole kind of spiel of, hey, if you're new around here, give us a like, give us a subscribe, all that good stuff. I'm just saying, chances are, probably not going to be anyone new around here between now and the end of the tournament. I was just correcting myself. You are more than enough for me, mate. You know that. I love you guys to bits. But you in particular... If you want, as long as you're not in my garden. You're hiding in his doghouse, what do you expect? Exactly. Got a restraining order against you, mate. Wilkie, could you name your best ever One Club 11 before the game kicks off? No chance. Plays it in the centre circle, mate. I'd have no chance. All Boxed Up says, might be funny. Anybody going to Spurs? 17th, followed by alphabetically start off 20th. So where will they end up? Oh, are they? Are they 20th according to the alphabet? Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I mean, not that it matters, I guess. Will Bruno G stick around if Tonali leaves? Hard to imagine. When are the Prem fixtures out, says Scouser? I think Prem fixtures are out on the 19th, I'm led to believe. June the 19th. Here we go. Game's off and underway. France kick the ball straight out of play. Trevor Chalobah being called up is awful, says Reece. I'm not entirely sure about that one. I really don't know why he's done it, to be honest. It's a bit of a baffling one, isn't it? Baffling decision. If they signed Van Hecker and Senesi, hard to imagine one of Romero or Van der Ven to stay. Romero, I think, is almost certain to go, isn't he? Right, I need France to have the most corners, over 1.5, and France or draw. Oh, also over 1.5 cards as well. Would be lovely. I'm amazed that neither Trent or Luke Shaw were called up today. Luke Shaw, I'm surprised Luke Shaw never made it, to be honest, anyway. Senegal, ball in. Oh, it's gone behind. Is that going to be a corner? Please, dear God, tell me I've not got France first corner. I don't think I did I? Don't think I did put France first corner. No. Oh, I don't think I have I? Oh, you shitbag. That's one down. That's one down. Bugger. Oh, 2 down. 3 down. Oh, my God. Oh, I'm 3 down now. France have conceded the first corner. Brilliant. Stupid. I, for one, will not stand for this Chalobah slander. He was one of our few shining lights this year. Tuchel also brought him through, so I guess he knows what he's getting. Yeah, I guess that's probably what it is. Maybe it's a personal thing. He wants players coming up who he knows, who he trusts, who he can kind of know what he's getting out of him, I guess. Yep, dangerous start by Senegal so far. Corner didn't really come to anything. A little bit of holding in the middle there between Tchouaméni and Ismail Assar. It looks like, or was it it's Nicholas Jackson and Tchouaméni, isn't it? This charming Dan, if you're a Spurs fan, surely you'd be willing to drive Romero to the airport yourself. He's a total liability and a complete twat to boot. I quite like Romero. Maybe that says more about me. I quite like him. I think he's a good player, and I think he's a leader, and I think, yes, he's a bit of a head case. But to be honest, I think you'd probably react unfavourably if you were a leader, and you were trying to raise standards at the club. And Spurs, that would be like a social experiment almost. If you put a real true leader in that Spurs side, I imagine your head would explode. So I'm kind of prepared to give Romero a bit of the benefit of the doubt. I think in a better team, he could thrive. Evening the old ways, how are you doing? Long ball forward, too easy. That Senegal playing quite well early stages. Playing quite composed, quite comfortable. That's going to be a free kick. Easy. Romero is Spurs Suarez that we had. Proper hothead will do anything to win. That's it. And do you know what? And I don't think that's necessarily you've got to channel it right. You've got to have you've got to be able to deal with that. But I think it's a very favourable attribute for a lot of players. MBAPPE with the touch couldn't quite bring it into his stride there. Lovely day for it, though, isn't it? Absolutely lovely day. Neil says, Key, do you reckon this Senegal side could win today? The rightful winners of the AFCON, they could easily bring an upset. Well, as we were saying just before, the Ivory Coast beat France. I know it was only in a warm-up game. It was only in the sort of pre-tournament friendly, but Ivory Coast certainly gave France a game. Senegal are a better side than Ivory Coast. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. They've certainly got players that could worry France. There's no doubt about that. They've got a lot of players they can bring on as well. My only concern is maybe the middle of the park. I think, Idrissa Gana Gueye is a really talented, experienced player, but he's nearly 37. Chouameni, Rabiot, legs in there could just outrun him, just get him on the turn in transition. Senegal playing with a 4-4-2 out of possession, though. Ismaïla Sarr and Nicholas Jackson playing as a front two. Sadio Mane is a lot deeper on the left-hand side. Elise couldn't quite get to that one. It's going to go all the way through to Edouard Mendy. City of Northville, is it just me or does Mbappe look meaner when he plays for France? He just seems to have a whole different persona for international play. I don't know. I'm still kind of making my mind up on Mbappe. Like, I like him a lot, but yeah, I don't know. Every time I watch him, whether it's for club or country, he never impresses me enough that I think the guy's like a Ballon d'Or winner. His numbers are always brilliant. A little bit like Erling Haaland, I guess. Mbappe falls into the Erling Haaland camp. Every time I watch him, sometimes he'll score, most of the time he'll score, but never quite does enough in the game that I'm sat there thinking, oh, what a player. Or an absolutely fantastic player. With Vinny I do, though. I think Vinny's better than Mbappe. I think Elise is better than Mbappe. If you could only have one player in your team, I'd rather have Elise than Mbappe. Neil, I have Senegal win 1-0 with a Sadio Mane goal. Remember, he's the best player in the world, according to that fan. Senegal in the area. Can't quite get the shot on target. Ismaïla Sarr, great defending that from Upamecano. Senegal win it back, though. France can't get out at the minute, can they? Cannot get out their own half. A few clubs looking at Lamine Camara. Yeah, we were just chatting about that, mate. He's done well at Monaco. Newcastle were looking at him. Probably will look at him even more if Sandro Tonali ends up going to Spurs. Senegal win it back again. The referee's not giving anything, Referee's allowing the game to flow. This should be an interesting one. The ball got played through to Ismaïla Sarr, though. You could see he was just flat on his heels. It's a good pass through. But Rabiot, in any other game, I think that's probably a free kick. But the referee let it slide. And then Senegal did something similar. So we've got a referee here who looks like he's prepared to let things slide. It's going to be a very physical game, this one. And he might have let the players know. Here's Nicholas Jackson. Can't quite get his shot away, and he's offside anyway. Chimey, Mbappe's better than Vinny. To each their own, mate. I quite like Vinny. No ifs, buts and maybes. He does absolutes. Finners Matty Key, you're doing Uzbekistan v Colombia on Thursday morning. No, I'm not doing Uzbekistan Colombia. I don't think so. No, I'm not doing that one. That one's not scheduled. Neil, always rated Kamara. He's always been a class player and a difference maker in midfield. Let me have a look. I think Uzbekistan Colombia's a super late kickoff, isn't it? I'm sure and it might even be after we've already had a couple of big games. Oh, yeah. So it's Portugal-Congo at 6 p.m. Then it's England-Croatia at 9 p.m. Ghana-Panama is at 12. Uzbekistan-Colombia's 3 a.m. kickoff. I could be persuaded, maybe. I don't know about Uzbekistan-Colombia. I'm doing Czech Republic versus South Africa at 5 p.m. though, so I might not do Uzbekistan. Swifty, I think Tonali's too expensive for what he is. How much are they asking for him? What's the rumoured asking price for Tonali? I've seen that obviously Spurs are interested and that he's potentially interested in going. But how much? What are the figures being bandied about? I've not seen. Cheers, Shahid. Thank you. Yeah, she is a lot better now, mate. Adam, do some Colombia. You'll be fine, mate. The old marching powder. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Shell, how you feeling, Key? You okay? I'm good, thank you, lovely. How are you? Who's that? Fella in the stands chatting to his son in a PSG kit. Looks a bit like Jason Bateman. It isn't Jason Bateman, though. 85 million for Tonali. See, that feels excessive, but then when you think, well, Elliot Anderson's going to go for 120, then, you know, it maybe feels a little bit. Maybe that is the going rate, Elliot Anderson's 120, Tonali for 85. It's probably not an outrageous sum, is it? It feels excessive. You got to remember, though, this is a player that Paul Scholes once said was the best player in the Premier League. Not that long ago either. I think it was only maybe about 6 months ago. Paul Scholes was asked who his favourite player is, who's the best player in the Premier League, and he said Sandro Tonali. Now, I like Sandro Tonali, and I think he's a good player, but I'm not sure I'd put him in quite that bracket. That's Eli Manning, a.k.a. Tom Brady's dad. Genuinely, wouldn't be able to pick Tom Brady out of a lineup. City of North Hill, so 120 for Elliott is too much, 100 for Tonali is too much. How much is a Premier League problem, a top Premier League problem midfielder worth in people's opinion? It's a great question. Let's put it to the chat. I mean, for me, I think that's a very, very fair question. If Elliot Anderson's 120, Tonali's maybe 85 to 100, and we're both saying that those are both too much, then how much is it? What is the fair price? I don't really think we can have one. Adam, just imagine what our Stevie would have been worth at 25, 26 in this inflated market. I mean, oh, what a pass that is. MBAPPE with a heavy touch. Couldn't quite get his feet in. I'm telling you, first touch, MBAPPE's escaping him in the seat. Timbo, Paul Scholes is a moron, though. Proof that the most incredible footballers can still chat absolute shite. Oliver Dwyer, France has never beaten Senegal at a competitive match. Will the record end today? You would imagine so. I would back France here. Genuinely, how much would a prime Gerrard, Lampard or Scholes be worth now? It'd be $500 million each. I think it's, you know, you've got to put it in context to what other midfielders are about. People are valued at what other players are about. And I think the reason that Elliot Anderson and Tonali are so highly prized, highly chased after is because there's a gap in the market and they are operating in that gap. There's not really a huge amount of talented, energetic, feisty, physical number sixes. Ball-winning midfielders who win it back, play it safe. There's not an awful lot of them about. And the ones that are about are very... like Lamine Camara, perfect example. Lamine Camara for Senegal. He's had a great season at Monaco. Lots of people looking at him. But you're looking at him and going, they want 50, 60 million for him. It's a lot of money. So in what world is that better value than Tonali? Terrible ball, that from Dembele. Too heavy and straight through to Mendy. Can MBAPPE make it to another final in his third World Cup? Possibly. I wouldn't put it past him. Neek says thoughts on USA fans thinking they can go all the way. Hey, why not? They're the hosts. Give them something. Give them something to cling to. I don't see why not. Let them have their moments. Charmy says, Key, who's impressed you so far? New Zealand played well. Didn't expect that from them. Ecuador, I'm still going to keep going back to that one game, but Ecuador and Ivory Coast I thought were that was a really, really good game. I thought Ecuador were exactly what I thought they would be in the tournament. I've been a bit underwhelmed by Spain and Netherlands. Uruguay last night, I thought they were really poor as well, to be honest. Darwin Núñez coming off at half-time. What was going on there as well? Mad. All Boxed Up says Marinakis made up the price for Anderson on what he wants for him. Anyone daft enough to get involved, it's on them and only on what the buyer wants to pay. Yeah, I mean, that's my argument as well. I would agree with that. You are worth whatever somebody says you are worth. Like, in terms of if someone's willing to put that much money on the table for you, that's how much you're worth. Categorically. Toblerone says, USA have been an awful host. Should have given Mexico the tournament exclusively. I mean, you say they've been an awful host. I just think there's more of a spotlight on the issues at this World Cup. There was a lot of issues at Qatar. There was a lot of issues at Russia. England back in 1966 didn't want to let in North Korean coaches and officials when North Korea qualified for the 66 World Cup. You've had these diplomatic issues at every single World Cup. They've just not quite been as prominent and not quite as covered. I wouldn't say we've had as many as, like referees being ejected from the tournament and things like that. But, the USA can... I'm on board with the fact that the USA can choose with whoever they want to come into their country. Whether or not there should be exceptions made for referees who are on the banned list in terms of countries they don't want people coming in from. I think that you'd ideally want it reviewed on a case-by-case basis. But I'd back any country can do whatever they can invite with whoever they want in, can't they? I don't understand why that's such an issue. But I would absolutely agree. A little bit silly when you start getting referees turned away at the gate when they've been invited to actually ref at the World Cup. Crazy. Swifty, I like Anderson, but he's not £20 million better than Rice. That's probably a fair assessment. Toblerone, mate, USA refusing staff, referees, and making Iran only enter USA only for games. Shocking. I mean, yeah, listen, at the end of the day, it's not great preparation. You would have thought that this would have been ironed out before the tournament. And to be honest, that's as much on FIFA as it is on the US. Because here's the thing, I'm sure these conversations happened a long time ago. Like, 6 months ago, we knew there was an issue with USA and Iran, and they could have said, hey, listen, we don't want these guys to come in for the World Cup. We don't feel comfortable with it. Right, okay, fine. Well, let's do their games in Canada and Mexico, and we'll avoid all this upheaval. If Canada and Mexico are happy, then let's do that. Let's have that. That's just FIFA not quite getting the ducks in a row, and maybe... I mean, the USA being typically overly officious. Aaron Foran, are you doing any more games later? Yep, doing Argentina, Algeria later tonight. 2 a.m. kickoff, that one. Shell Agate was shite for Uruguay. Cape Verde were outstanding against Spain. A defensive masterclass. And the keeper was brilliant. How funny was it as well, by the way, that Cape Verde had more possession against Spain than Arsenal did in the Champions League final. Hilarious. Love that. Oh, I like that question. The Old Ways has just put a question in. Hang on. France with a strike. Good block. Senegal clear it away. Right. The Old Ways. Go on, let me put that. Let me profile that one on the screen. Heard a belter of a question today. Only 7 players in history have played for Milan, AC, Inter, and Juventus. Right, so Juve, Inter, and AC. Can you name them? Only 7. Only 7 players have played for both. Patrick Vieira, I think, is one. Bierhoff? Did Bierhoff play for both? No, Vieira. I don't think Vieira did. Quadrado, says Will. I mean, Quadrado... I don't think Quadrado played for Inter, did he? Zlatan definitely has, yeah. Zlatan, Vieira. They would have drew with Arsenal, prove me wrong. Tony O'Brien says, Key, wait and see. The money that will be spent on players that have a good World Cup, it's madness. Yeah, listen, that's always the way, isn't it, as well? It's all three. There you go. Fantastic. Love that. Cheers, the old way. So we've got them three. We've got Vieira, Zlatan. Edgar Davids. No, Edgar Davids didn't play for all three. He played for Inter and he played for Juve. I don't think he played for AC. Yeah, Zlatan played for Juve. Well, that's a good question, that. I don't know now. Inzaghi? Inzaghi didn't play for Inter. Pippo Inzaghi, I assume you mean. Yeah, Filippo Inzaghi played for Juve and AC for sure, but not Inter. Diego Milito. Davids did. Edgar Davids did. Oh, of course. Do you know what? I should have known. Davids played when he was a lot younger, wasn't he? I'm sure when he first came through. How's it going, Pete? Happy birthday. It's your birthday if I'm not wrong, isn't it? If I'm not mistaken. Oh, it's your turn. No, it's tomorrow, isn't it? It's tomorrow. Sorry. Tomorrow. Baggio. Yeah, Baggio I think is right. Baggio is right. Pirlo. Yes, Pirlo is right. Pirlo, Baggio, Zlatan, Vieira, Davids. Cambiasso. Don't think Cambiasso played for Juve. Definitely not Eto'o. S. Martin, hi, will you watch Iraq v Norway tonight? Not Iraq, Norway, no. I am only going to be watching Argentina, Algeria. Cafu. Nesta. Don't think Nesta did. Definitely one of the centre-backs. I wouldn't be surprised if we've had a... There's got to be centre-backs who played for him. I don't know why. I've got like a feeling like Bonucci or Materazzi or... Did Materazzi play for both? Yeah, Bonucci says lock. I don't know. Yeah, Bonucci's one that always stands out. Lucio never played for Juve. I don't think he played for AC either, did he? Crespo, no. Not Milito. But Baggio, yes. Bonucci definitely went to AC. Like Juve and AC then for Bonucci. I'm not sure about Chiellini. Chiellini's... I don't think he played for both Milan clubs. Not Materazzi and not Bonucci, says the old ways. I like this. It's a good question, this. Swifty's saying Nesta. Don't think Nesta did. I think he's already said no to Nesta. City of Northville kind of want Iraq to get out the group just for a chance for Iraq v Iran. France now on the counter-attack. Here's MBAPPE driving forward. Great run. Excellent defending. Great play, that. And it's a corner for France. Kamara is fantastic for Senegal. He's done well to get back. Cheers, Will. Thanks very much, mate. Superstar. Not Chiellini. Edge of the box. Senegal get it away. 23 minutes in. And we're yet to really have a meaningful chance in the game. Lovely ball over the top. That's going to be excellent defending, that from Upamecano. Christian Vieri, says the real bulldozer. Emerson did. Vieri, yes. Christian Vieri. Did we not say Vieri? Christian Vieri's a great shout. Not Nedved. So far we've got Vieri, Pirlo, Baggio, Davids, Zlatan and Vieri. Hey, no worries, Neil. I appreciate it, man, all the same. Did Çalhanoğlu play for Juve, Key? No, I don't think he did. It's not Emerson, says the old ways. I'm struggling then. Yeah, Emerson played for Juve, he played for AC Milan, but he never actually played for Inter, for what it's worth. S. Martin for as a Norwegian, I'll watch it, but I have a feeling Iraq take the 3 points. Whoa, really? You're backing Iraq against your own country? That is surprising. Scouser played for AC and Inter. He didn't, mate. Emerson didn't. No, Emerson played for Gremio, Bayer Leverkusen, Roma, Juventus, Real Madrid, AC Milan, Santos, and Miami-Dade FC. He never played for anyone else. Senegal, strike off the post! Oh, and just behind from Nicholas Jackson. First big chance of the game goes Senegal's way. I tell you what, it's all Senegal here. France are really up against it. Not Mendieta. Timbo says, am I in a tropical country or something? Why is it 20 degrees and raining? What are we on about here in the UK? The fella that the San Siro is named after is one. The Giuseppe Meazza. Did Lilian Thuram do a tour of them? I don't think... Oh, I tell you what, that's very lucky, isn't it? The ball hits the post, hits Mike Maignan left foot, and bounces out for a corner. Lucky, lucky boys. The days when Senegal goalkeeper Mendy was the best goalkeeper in the world. Crazy, innit? How many have we got here now? Are we only waiting for one more the old ways? Senegal corner, whipped in. France near post. Oh, flicked on, and it's gone out for a throw-in on the far side. That's Martin. Of course, I hope Norway win, but it's typical of Norway stutter when it's mattering. Zambrotta is a very good shout. I like Zambrotta. That's all 7. Who was the all 7? Who was the 7th? Oh, Giuseppe Meazza. Oh, there you go. There you go. They are the 7 players who've played for AC Milan, Inter Milan, and Juventus. There's only 7 players in history. That's a great question. I like that. Patrick Vieira is 1. Zlatan Ibrahimovic is 2. Edgar Davids, Roberto Baggio, Andrea Pirlo, Christian Vieri, one of the most underrated strikers of our generation. Absolutely fantastic player, Christian Vieri. And Giuseppe Meazza, the man for whom the San Siro is named. But there you go. That is your halftime quiz 20 minutes early. There's your halftime quiz early. You don't say you've not had a quiz. Greener Gardens Chester says Suarez is the most underrated. How highly did you rate him then, mate? Because for me, I agree with you. I think Suarez probably should have been considered, if not. For me, I think he's the best centre-forward I've ever seen in my lifetime. I'll go that far. So I think in that extent, I think he probably is underrated. Chimey Zlatan played for Juve. He did. He played for Juve against Liverpool in a Champions League quarter-final. Yeah. Fabulous question, that old ways. Enjoyed that. Thank you very much for bringing it. Priven says, Iraq versus Norway, what's your predictions? Norway 8-0. How's it going, LJ? Good to see you, man. I am Cruz says, I've just Googled it and there's apparently 9. Who's the 2 that we're missing? Timbo, I prefer Aguero to Suarez as a 9, but I'm biased towards Aguero. He was my favourite growing up. Chelsea aside. And this charming Dan says Christian Vieri was superb. Christian Vieri, I think so many just didn't rate him. I mean, Trezeguet was another one. Trezeguet, Vieri, Inzaghi was incredible. We were spoiled, weren't we, for centre-forwards? We're living in an age now where centre-forwards aren't really coming through anymore because teams don't really play with orthodox centre-forwards like they used to. It used to be they'd have 4-4-2s and 2 centre-forwards up at the top end, and you don't really get them now. Now, your highest goal scorers, your biggest threats are wingers that cut in. You know, your Salahs, your Eden Hazards, your Messis, your Ronaldos. Don't know why I included Hazard in that. Sarah, did Zlatan ever win a Champions League? Don't think so. No, I don't believe he did. I think that was kind of one of the famous things with him. Just never quite happened. Timbo, I feel like Anelka went through patches of being very overrated and very underrated. I would agree. I mean, he should have stayed at Liverpool. That was our biggest mistake in my lifetime. Liverpool's biggest footballing mistake was in 2001. Well, 2002, the summer of 2002. We decided to let Nicolas Anelka leave when he was on loan at Liverpool. We had a deal pre-agreed to sign him. We could have had him. I think we sent him back to PSG. And we went and got El Hadj Diouf based off a ridiculous World Cup that he had for Senegal. Timbo, you included Hazard because he belonged in the sentence key. Messi, Ronaldo, Salah and Hazard. Sweet baby Jesus, what's happened to me? Jake Saggers, I think Norway are going to beat Iraq 10-0. Shevchenko was a class act in his prime, says Swifty. I never quite appreciated Shevchenko. I think Shevchenko is one of those players that, I guess a little bit like MBAPPE, Neymar, Hazard, or Senegal are in here. Big chance. Gotta hit it. Terrible. Yeah, I would say it's there's a category of footballers that I can tell they're wonderful footballers. They were really, really good. But just I never rated them as like top class. And Neymar, Hazard, Shevchenko, I think Mbappe and Haaland fall into that bracket as well. Like, no one's doubting they're phenomenal footballers. I never put them amongst the very best. Crespo in the same bracket. See, I really liked Crespo. See, Crespo for me is probably a tier below, like your Inzaghi's and Batistutas, Vieri's, Ronaldo, Suarez. Locke says Suarez was the best striker in the Premier League when he was there, and he was maybe the best attacking player in the world behind Messi and Ronaldo when he was at Barca. I think that's fair. I'd agree with that. Timbo, Coutinho was that for me. Never rated him as highly as everyone else until he had that purple patch right before moving to Barca. See, Coutinho for me is in my all-time Liverpool 11. I love him. Love him to bits. Coutinho, Ronaldinho made the game fun. They made watching games of football great. I love watching those players. Adam says, dying art key, way the game's played now, it's just a glorified attacking midfielder and a striker. That's true. That's very fair. Ibrahimovic, one of the most overrated players in history. See, I liked Ibra. I liked Ibrahimovic. I always rated him. But I would, yeah. If I had to put Mbappe or Ibrahimovic in my side, I'd rather have Ibra. In fact, if I had to pick Ibra or Haaland, I'd rather have Ibra. Swifty, Hazard was the best player in the Premier League over a 5-year period for me. He was good. He was very good. But I never worried about Hazard. I think that's maybe it's that. Maybe it's whenever we play that team, how concerned am I about him? And I was never really worried about Hazard. I was never worried about Hazard as much as I was about Bale, put it that way. Look at those 3 French legends there. Patrick Vieira, Robert Pires, and former Middlesbrough superstar Christian Carembert. Won the World Cup with France in 1998. Just seen apparently Rafael wants to move to Manchester United. Well, he's already been flirting with all the Premier League clubs, hasn't he? He's been saying he's ready for a move to the Premier League. So I don't necessarily think it's I want Man United. I think Rafael is saying I want to move to the Premier League. Who wants me? And whichever team makes the biggest play, that's probably where he will say, oh yeah, I wanted to go there all along. I've always been a United fan. Adam says, Drogba was the quintessential centre-forward, had everything. I loved Drogba. Loved him. What a player he was. We're missing a Drogba. in the Premier League. Timbo says, well, Key Hazard scored 7 goals versus Liverpool, which is more than anyone else. I know, but that doesn't mean... I mean, I know he scored. He always did well against us, but I was never worried about him. He probably scored quite a few penalties against us. There was only really the goal in the World Cup, in the League Cup, that I remember, where he just ran through our entire team. And I mean, to be honest, our team at the time wasn't great. Zlatan rates himself 2,000% more than you. And Kieran says, I'd rather have Cavani over Ibrahimovic. Cavani was great as well. I didn't mind Cavani. Tchouaméni to United, Key. Do you think it'll happen, says Ben? I'd like to see Tchouaméni leave Real Madrid. I think he's a good midfielder that's being... I think he's reached the ceiling at Madrid. He's not going to... It's almost like he needs to go out to another league, another team, and maybe a bit like Casemiro, reinvent himself a bit. Jaime Leao is an exact copy of Rashford. I don't want him. Rashford looks like he's staying. Have you seen the news today, basically, about Marcus Rashford? The news about Rashford is that he has decided he wants to stay at Man United. Yeah. Rashford reported to want to honour his contract rather than to explore, go to another Premier League side. That's it. And to be honest, that's not really that surprising given the amount of money that Rashford's on. If Barcelona don't want to take him up on it, then I can imagine he just goes, well, hey, I'm on massive money here. I'm not going to get that money anywhere else, so I'm happy to stay. So I think he probably will be a Man United player next year. However, here's something I did find very, very interesting about the whole Rashford thing. Isn't it quite interesting that Marcus Rashford, there's a clause in his contract that says it's 40 million... Is it 40 million euros? They had a deal agreed with Barcelona for 30, I think. But it's 40 million euros to any side except Manchester City and Liverpool. So you're talking maybe 35 million quid for everyone who wants Marcus Rashford, but not City and Liverpool. The fact that City and Liverpool are in some way included in that clause maybe suggests to me that at some point there was a flirtation with Marcus Rashford from both of those clubs. I wonder why that would even be included. You would imagine that Rashford, as a staunch Manchester United fan, would not even entertain Liverpool or Manchester City. Adam says, watch some highlights of JJ Okocha today, really, mate. Wow, that good they named him twice. He made football fun as well, didn't he? That's what we're missing in football. Some real Mavericks. Get the Mavericks back in the game. Kieran, I'd take him at Liverpool for 30 million. It's nothing in this market. I think you'd rather have Rashford, wouldn't you, than maybe... If we're going to go and sign Darwin Núñez... I'd like to see Rashford at Liverpool. I like him. Swifty, they were the 2 top clubs in England when he signed the contract. I mean, that's probably fair enough, isn't it? Yeah, maybe. Timbo, Benzema's really underrated for me. He had to play a subservient role to Bale and Ronaldo for almost a decade and scored less goals. People then use his lower goals tally against him. Ooh, good tackle by Mane. 38 minutes on the clock. Really only the one chance in the game from Nicholas Jackson, who rattled the post. Mike Maignan, very lucky to see it deflect off his foot and back out for a corner. Not really had too much in the way of chances for either side, but just that one stands out. Rob, they just don't want to sell to their rivals. I know, I get it, but why would that even be mentioned? I don't know, I just thought that was a peculiar approach. Shahid, that Nigeria side of 94 and 98 World Cup were class and talented. Okocha, Finidi George, Sunday Alisa was a really good player as well. Played for Borussia Dortmund, didn't he? Tijani Babangida. Who else was in that Nigeria side? Victor Ikpeba, who played for Monaco. He was a good player. Yeah, some good play. Canu, of course. Canu was fantastic. Maverick, Paolo, one chop. Hadn't a clue what he was going to do with the ball. Legs went one way, body wanted to go another. Fun to watch. Yeah, he was very gangly, wasn't he, Paolo, one chop? Ben says, it's not just 30 mil, it's the 350 grand a week for 3 years, so it all adds up. Is he worth that for Liverpool? I think if there was a sensible conversation with Marcus Rashford whereby Liverpool, maybe Iraola said, look, we want to platform you. We'll give you opportunities that you haven't otherwise had. Then it might make sense for him to go to Liverpool. But I think he would also know that would make him a bit of a... It'd be ruining his reputation at Man United if he signed for Liverpool. So I just don't think it happens. I guess my point, I would take him, but I wouldn't go out my way to sign him. Here's Malo Gusto, France first real foray forward. Terrible play. Ball gets pulled back and Senegal win it back. Absolutely fantastic play from Senegal. And we've got a player down. The referee stopped it. Amakachi, yeah. Amo. Everton favourite. Timbo, if you're talking about making the game fun, Adama Traore is always great fun to watch. Oiled up arms. How's the ref missed that? Easy done in this heat. I am Crute says no player has transferred directly between Liverpool and Man United since Hookie. Phil Chisnall, I think it was in the 1960s. It's Koundé, Key. Oh, was it Koundé? Just saw a right back rampaging forward with dreads. It looked like Malo Gusto from a distance. I don't think Malo Gusto's on the pitch, is he? Could have been worse. I have been known to call players completely nobody they look like. Adama Traore is nothing on an oiled up Key Thomas though. What have you mate? You need to stop looking through my windows. Ben, did you rate Adriano at Inter Key at his peak? I think Adriano was a good player, but again, I think there was a little bit of like he was a box cover for Pro Evo and he had 99 power, shot power, so it's one of them like myths, isn't it? Adriano should be on Mythbusters. Key, have you set up a halftime quiz? I haven't, mate. No, not as yet. We've already had a quiz. Here's Dewey. Key, who's the only player to play for Liverpool, Everton, Man United and City? Peter Beardsley. Bold of you to assume I'm looking through your windows and that I'm not in your house already. Got to go, Key. Bye, everyone. Wish you all luck. Take it easy, Neil. Take it easy, man. 3-star. Do you think some of these results, the teams that are tournament favourites, such as France, Spain, Brazil, are quite happy to finish as runners-up or in third place to play lesser teams next round? I think there is maybe an element of teams using the group stage to acclimatise, because they know that you can lose 2 games in the group stage, but as long as you win one, if you win your final game, you're fine. You're absolutely fine. Morocco have played Brazil. They play Scotland last. Even if Morocco were to lose against Scotland, they know they play Haiti final game, and a win against them comfortably takes them through. Even if it means they're in third, right? Take it easy, Shell. City of Northville, why are France embarrassing themselves in this manner? And Ben, has any team won the World Cup after losing the first game? Argentina did, yeah. Argentina against Saudi in the last World Cup. They lost against Saudi, went on to win the tournament. I think Spain did as well in 2010. Taribo West, yeah, former Derby County player. And Inter Milan, of course. I tell you what, that was cagey. Ball got whipped in from the right-hand side. Koulibaly in his 6-yard box kind of humped it away. Kind of humped that one away. Bit of an awkward clearance from Koulibaly. That one could have gone anywhere. And Mendy was panicking for a moment. Corner to France. Yeah, that Galactico Spain team in 2010 lost to Switzerland. There you go. I'll be honest, obviously, Spain have had some phenomenal players and phenomenal teams over the last 16 years. But I do think it's quite... Isn't it interesting to say that they've only won... Is it 3? They've won 3 games at the World Cup in 90 minutes since they won the tournament in 2010. They've won 3 World Cup games. And I think it was like Costa Rica, Australia, and someone else. They've actually only won 3 games. They've kind of spawned their way to a World Cup. Shell, I've not gone anywhere, Key. Everyone's trying to get rid of me tonight. I was going to say, I thought someone said good night, Shell. There you go, 3 stars saying night, Shell. See you tomorrow. Got me panicking. Thinking Shell's going. Mrs. Thomas won't be happy. You're my monitor, Shell. You're my red cord. Warden controlled flat. Will says, I've seen rumours online of Anderson Talisca to Hull. That'd be a great signing. I like him. Timbo says, Key, if there was a World Cup of every World Cup winning side, who would win that World Cup? I'd go Spain 2010. Oh, the best World Cup winning side. Oh, that's a good question. The best World Cup winning side. I think... See, I think Brazil 94 was an unbelievable Brazil side. With Ronaldo just coming through and Romario and Bebeto. And, it was a real top side. Taffarel was in goal. Yeah, Dunga, Edmundo was there. There's some real talent in that Brazil side. France 98 was incredible. You look at Zidane, they just had everyone in that French side. Manu Petit was a great player. Scored in the final. Laurent Blanc was an unbelievable defender. Fabien Barthez was a very, very good goalkeeper as well. Didn't quite make it work. Brazil in 1970 is a good shout. Yeah, Brazil in the 70s. That Brazil 70 side was phenomenal, wasn't it? Brazil 2002. Again, good side, really good side. You had Ronaldinho, Rivaldo, Ronaldo, front 3. I think, the only question is I'd look at that Brazil side defensively, apart from Lucio and Roberto Carlos. Gilberto Silva was very good. But yeah, Brazil 2002. In Brazil, between 94 and 2002, Brazil won 2 World Cups out of 3 and got to a final. We grew up with that Brazil side being incredible, didn't we? Oxford fan, how's it going, mate? Lovely to see you. City of Northfield, it's because you can't sell blocks of ads with inconsistent breaks. You need to sell them in consistent packages. Or is that for these water breaks? Great run down the right-hand side. Senegal can't quite get through. Uruguay 1930, remember it well. Do you know, I don't know if this is... I saw this story somewhere, so don't quote me on it. You might want to fact check this, but I'm pretty confident. I don't know if it was Uruguay 1930 or it might have been 34. There was a player who played in that tournament, and they were an amputee. They played in the tournament with either a leg or an arm amputated, and they had a prosthetic limb, and that was from a World Cup winner. I'm sure it was one of them mad quiz questions, the only player to win a World Cup with a prosthetic limb or something like that. And it was, I'm sure we've had this. Can't remember exactly what it was though. Whistle's about to be blown. Yep, well, there's another 3 minutes actually. 49 minutes on the clock. 6 minutes of added time. France down the right hand side, into the area. Good ball in. MBAPPE, bit too much on it. It's going to go out on the far side. Swifty, we had a terrific side in 1970 and blew it. I mean, 1970 was when Banks made the unbelievable save against Brazil, didn't he? Jeff Astle up front, wasn't it? Not a great half. I would say Senegal was the better team. I would say so as well. I mean, they're the only one that's made any sort of foray forward. I'm kind of regretting putting over 1.5 on this one now. Wasn't it 66 when he made that save? I always thought it was. No, it was definitely 70. It was Mexico, wasn't it? Mexico 1970. Ball got played over from the right-hand side. Pele downward header. Gordon Banks with the save. Tips it over the bar. Absolutely unbelievable save. Was it 70? Was it 74 or 78 when Rivellino scored that one as well? Do you remember the one where he curls it in from the right-hand side? Oh, one of my favourite World Cup goals, that. Timbo, Mbappe's being weighed down by his hair. Needs to go skinhead again. I know someone popped at me on TikTok and said, "Why have you got Mbappe on the thumbnail with a shaven head? That's not how he looks anymore." All right. All right, fun at parties. Senegal, big chance this one. Must be. Oh, have you missed it? Ismail Assar. Oh, it should be 1-0. Should be 1-0. The Lions of Teranga, absolute sitter there. Ball comes across. He's got to put it away. He's got to put that one away. Hell of a turn from Sadio Mane. Pulls the ball back 6 yards out. Unmarked. It's not an easy chance in the sense that the ball's like off the ground. But he's got to get his body over that. He's got to get his weight over that. And somehow get it on target. If he hits the target from there, it's in. Keeper's not reacting to it. Hit that anywhere on target, it's a goal. But Ismail Assar blazes it over the bar just as we get the half-time whistle. There you go, half-time. Bloody hell. Swifty Pele said Bobby Moore was the best defender he ever played against. Oxford fan says, don't know who I want to win. Want a Senegal shock, but I've also got Japan, Argentina and France in my sweepstake. And Timbo says, France win this now. No one misses a sitter like that and doesn't end up losing. I mean, look at the state of that. The stats. The stats are telling the real story there. 1 shot on target. There's been 8 touches in the opposition box all game. From both teams combined. 8. 8 touches in the opposition box. What a ridiculous game this has been. Do you know what? Looking at them numbers, by the way, I just want to talk about Olivier Giroud because he's a pundit in the studio. 137 caps, Olivier Giroud, 57 goals for France. Is he an example of, too many friendlies at international level? The fact that maybe international records are dropping like flies now? Is Olivier Giroud symptomatic of that? Because he's got a similar record. Look at that. England, 120 caps for Wayne Rooney and 53 goals. Giroud and Rooney have got... Giroud's got a better goal-scoring record, I think, than Rooney for his national team. Giroud was nowhere near the same sort of player as Wayne Rooney, was he? Nowhere near as good. I think Giroud was about 5 tiers below Wayne Rooney. Ryan says, I know it's only 1 game, but why are the big teams stinky this year? I think it's maybe under preparation, just not quite being ready for the tournament, I guess. The old ways says the Scotland team in the 70s. Dalgleish, Archie Gemmill, Graham Souness and Danny McGrain. That's some team. Yeah. Ali McLeod's army. Do you remember the Scotland World Cup song? We're on the march with Ali's army. We're going to the Argentine when we win the World Cup. 'Cause Scotland are the greatest football team. Oh, hey, there you go. You never got a sing-song. You weren't going to get a sing-song tonight, but you got one anyway. Ali McLeod. The famous joke. Mickey Mouse wears an Ali McLeod watch. He was giving interviews before that World Cup saying, when I say Scotland are going to win the World Cup, I'm not just saying it. I actually believe it. Swifty Giroud not fit to lace Rooney's boots, but a reasonable 9 when France didn't have one. He was a good target man, wasn't he? Again, a modern centre-forward. Someone that you could put up there, would hold the ball up, good in the air. He always was good in the air, wasn't he, Giroud? I'll give him his credit. He was good in the air, but he's never a top centre-forward. Shahid, after the World Cup, Keith Thomas will be doing Champions League qualifying. That's what you call dedication. Legend. It's not just dedication, mate. It's just what we do. Football. We love football. And at the end of the season, everyone, all these World Cup watch-alongs will all disappear. And people who have no interest in football, who've spent the last 2 months pretending that they have actually got an interest in football, because it's the World Cup, we won't see them. They'll all bugger off, and we'll be sat there watching, enjoying Shamrock Rovers against, I don't know, Dynamo Zagreb. Who knows? Locke says big teams aren't ready for the American summer, which hasn't even technically started yet. Wait till July when the heat will be so bad that people will complain that the water breaks aren't long enough. Shay says people in this chat remember the 70s. Must be people in here in their 60s. I mean, there are some people, I'm sure, who are in the 60s. I mean, I remember watching, like, videos and clips, and I've watched bits of the 70, 74, 78 World Cup and stuff. So, I mean, I'm 36. I'm nowhere near old enough to have seen those tournaments in real time. But, I don't know, if you watch... I remember that great Scotland side. The old way says, yes, we'll really shake him up. That's the one. That's the one. Pumped out the group stage. Yeah, it was Cubillas, wasn't it? The Peruvian. Outside of the foot. Great goal. African team, surprisingly good. Not sure about surprisingly good. African teams always tend to do well. Especially in World Cups, where it's a little bit warmer. Yeah, Senegal were fantastic, weren't they, in South Korea, Japan? It was quite hot and humid in that tournament, if I remember rightly. Gerd Muller, 74. Mario Kempes, 78. Yeah, Kempes and Passarella for Argentina. Charmy says, Key, you remember the 60s. Just got good... I'm actually in my 60s, me, mate. I've just got good face cream. Nivea. Oxford Natural face cream. Shahid says Rod Stewart sung the actual Scotland song for the World Cup. Rod Stewart, bloody hell. He's hard work, Rod Stewart, isn't he? Timbo, African team, surprisingly good. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. That's a backhanded compliment if ever there was one, wasn't there? I just read the comments out. These views are not endorsed by the channel. The old ways, I'm only in my 30s, but was forced to watch the old games with my dad. That's real football, son. Don't know why I'm saying it's Scottish. Knackered pitches and broken ankles, knees, I'll pass on that. Locke says, weather plays a big factor. African teams know what they're dealing with. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. Yeah, acclimatisation has obviously been a big talking point in this tournament, and it's not really something that many of the African teams really have to consider. They're used to playing in, really, really hot weather, and I don't think that's maybe something that's understated. Never heard a Scottish anthem sang in a Welsh accent. Well done, Key. Hey, A-star drama, me. I'll have you know. I'm proud of my Scottish accent. Will, I'm not surprised you're in your 60s with that hairline, Key. Hey, Turkey wouldn't have me. The Dutch were a fantastic side in the 70s and lost to both hosts. I mean, listen, the Dutch have gone far in tournaments many, many times over the years and just haven't quite made it count. They're my dark horse again for this tournament. Key handed the original Jules Rimet to the Uruguay captain in 1930. Jules Rimet. Pelé. Illiman and Dye's got to come on soon, says I follow the Blues. Said without any hint of bias there, I'm sure. City of Northville says, yes, well, really, Prophet. Well, when we give those bastards hell, because US is the swellest soccer team. All Boxed Up says, be good if an African team made the final. It would be nice, wouldn't it? I mean, Pelé once said that we would be an African winner of the World Cup. Didn't he say in the next 20 years? I think he said that in sometime in the 90s. It might even have been at Italia 90. I think he might have said it after Roger Miller and all that. I'm sure he said there'll be a winner in the next 20 years. Never quite panned out that way, but I'm sure we'll get one at some point. Been a lot of fantastically talented African sides who've done well at World Cup tournaments, just haven't quite maybe got the depth, squad depth. Always had really talented first 11 players, but as is always the way in these tournaments, it's sometimes your bench that wins your games. Locke says, when you have players who are from Northern Europe and play in England, their bodies will be shocked by what they experience in the US. And Ben says, A-star drama, I thought I'd seen you in Coronation Street. Tyrone! Sweet Lord, I've been getting called Penguin for months. I've been getting called... Christ, what else? Gru. And yet I think I'm most offended by Tyrone from Coronation Street. That's a new one, Ben. I'll take that. What games tomorrow's Key? So tomorrow, Shell, we've got a treat for you. So games tomorrow. What have we got tomorrow? Portugal versus Democratic Republic of Congo. Dr. Congo. Portugal versus Dr. Congo is a 6 p.m. kickoff, so I'll be live at 5:45. I am going to be live tonight for Argentina, Algeria, by the way. So 2 a.m. kickoff, that one. Kicks off in 5 hours' time. In 5 hours, I'll be right here again with you, watching Argentina, Algeria. A little bit of early morning Lionel Messi, if you fancy it. So Argentina, Algeria, 2 a.m. Tomorrow, Portugal versus Congo, and then England versus Croatia, 9 p.m, of course. So we get our first look at England in probably their toughest group stage game. England v Croatia should be a fascinating watch. That's at 9 p.m. And then there is Ghana versus Panama, which is a midnight kickoff. I'm not going to do that one. And I'm debating, possibly, might stay up for 3 a.m, Uzbekistan versus Colombia. I probably won't stay up for that one, I'll be honest with you. Because I am going to do Czech Republic versus South Africa at 5 p.m. I've got to be up tomorrow as well. It's my little girl's sports day tomorrow. Argentina versus Algeria at 2 a.m. That's going to finish at 4. I've got to get straight to bed. And a sports day is at 10 o'clock. But I've got to go. Can't miss my little girl's sports day. Timbo, I sometimes wonder if there would have been an African World Cup winner if everyone eligible for them actually chose them over France. That is actually, I mean, that's an interesting point separately, but isn't it interesting? 8% of all players at this tournament were born in France. How mad's that? 8% of all players born in this 8% of all players in this tournament were born in France. That's crazy. Mercury, wait, if they call you Penguin, does that mean we can call you some form of Oswald Cobblepot? Yeah, why not? Aussie. Let's go for it. Oxford fan says, Key, I thought you said you would do every game you can. And I am. I am doing every game I can. I'm not doing any more than I can do. More like Peter Kay, and that's a compliment. I'll take Peter Kay as well. Are you backing Panama, Key? I'm not backing him. No. Peter, did you see that? What Liverpool put on the website with the fixtures? No, what have they put on the website with the fixtures? Tell me. The real bulldozer, A-star, Mr. Hackett would be proud. Mr. Hackett. Jesus Christ. No, it wasn't Mr. Hackett, it was Miss Holker. Miss Holker and Miss Thomas. Yeah, it wasn't Mr. Hackett. He was bouncing round, telling people off. Sports Day is important, Key. You can't miss it. You can't. Absolutely not. That's the stuff she'll remember. Shay, you're part-time in this World Cup, Key. I'll say it. Absolutely shocking. I'm not part-time in it. Do you know what I'm doing, right? Because it's just not being the World Cup that I thought it would be. It's a lot more. I didn't quite think it would be as saturated as it has been. And because it's saturated and because it's such a new channel, we're right at the back of the queue in terms of new people coming in. YouTube's not really giving us many, new impressions and things like that. So that means that the growth I thought the channel would go through, it's probably not going to go through in the World Cup. It's probably going to come after the World Cup. So for that reason, it doesn't really make sense me doing 5 games a day and absolutely destroying my brain by rejigging my sleep. The reality is it's not going to make a huge amount of difference. As much as I really want to watch the football and enjoy it, the chances are I don't want to put my health at risk for it. So that's what it boils down to. It's health as much as anything else. If it was just, if I didn't have epilepsy, I probably would stay up for every single game. And I probably would do them all with you. But, the epilepsy is the defining factor. As Shell will tell you in the chat, as soon as you start getting tired, the last thing you want is me breakdancing on telly. Key, do you think any English players would make it into the all-time World Cup squad? English World Cup squad? Harry Kane might do. Yeah, Harry Kane might do. I think that's probably it, to be honest. There's only Harry Kane. I follow the Blues, says, us Liverpool fans and Everton fans will need to put our Croatia shirts on. We're off for the second half here. Evening, Leon, how's it going? Has the Croatia golden generation passed? Yes. Yeah, in a word, I think so. Modric is 39 now, I believe. The old way says, father and daughter bond, there's nothing like it, big man. Get yourself to that sports day. I'll have to Red Bull it or something like that. I'll only have maybe 5 hours kip, but I wouldn't miss it for the world. Football talks, Harry Kane over Rooney. I wouldn't say he makes it over Rooney, but I think you'd find space for Harry Kane, wouldn't you? I think if England played a 4-4-2, yeah, if it was an all-time England World Cup side, you'd go Gordon Banks, you'd go Bobby Moore. It's a good question, actually, that. All-time England World Cup squad. Let's have a look. Let me put that question up from Ben, and we'll ask it to the chat. I know you said by any nation, mate, but no, I don't think in terms of this World Cup. Yeah, this World Cup, I think Harry Kane, Declan Rice, would both get into an all world. If you were doing a best World Cup 11 of this World Cup, then yeah, I think Declan Rice and Harry Kane would probably get in there. Nobody else though. But I think if you were doing an all-time England World Cup squad, Ashley Cole, yeah, I think Ashley Cole probably makes it. France, big chance here. Strike, just wide. We've already had a meaningful chance in the first 90 seconds of this second half. Desiree Doué, left-footed, just wide, but he had Edouard Mendy worried there for a minute. Good ball over the top. They beat the press, and all of a sudden you had 4-on-3 France overwhelming Senegal and Doué with a strike just wide. That was better. Much better. Get yourself to that sports day and throw tomatoes at her, mate. Character building. Yeah, let her know who's boss. Absolutely. You can enter the dad's race, Key. Jesus Christ, can you imagine me in the dad's race after 4 or 5 hours sleep, Shell? I mean, can you imagine me in the dad's race full stop? Even after a full 9 hours well rested. I don't think I'd be killing it, would I? That gives me a nice excuse. When they say, do you want to enter the dad's race? I'll be like, oh, I couldn't. I was up late. I was on nights last night. Can't do it. Ooh. What about Rio, Terry? Never worked for England, really, but they were top defenders. I think you'd have to put... See, I would put Kane in over Lineker, Swifty. I'd be tempted to put John Barnes in on the left. I think John Barnes was... And maybe Gascoigne. Maybe I'd go Gerrard, Gascoigne. Bobby Robson was fantastic as well. Charlton was brilliant, but again... I can't put players in who are like... I think Banks is fine. Was Shilton better than Banks? Shay, do you think Spurs might get top 4 next season? They're not messing about in the window. Don't sleep on Spurs. Absolutely. I think Spurs could maybe just surprise a few. Yeah, they could surprise a few, Spurs. Definitely. They only finished, apparently it was only, 9 points off a European place last season. In the end, I know De Zerbi comes in and kind of gets them back playing. If De Zerbi had been in since the start of the season, maybe if they'd had Maddison fit, if they'd had Kulusevski fit, you look at it and think, well, all those things, if De Zerbi, Kulusevski, Maddison had been available, would Spurs materially have been a bit further on? Would they have been 9 points better off? I think you could make that argument, couldn't you? Which means that Spurs would have made Europe. Food for thought. Shay, nah, I reckon you're rapid, Key. In me slippers. Everyone's fast in the slippers, though, aren't they? If you've got slippers on, I firmly believe I could give Usain Bolt a run for his money. Over about 50 yards. I'm lightning over 50 yards. After that, I think there's a possible medical emergency. Timbo Key would stop mid-race to tell us all a fun fact about the Curaçao national side. I haven't told you any fun facts about France and Senegal yet, have I? We've not gone through our facts. I need to start leaning on the facts a bit more. Key gets a 49-yard head start. Lineker was superb at the World Cup. He was very good, but, I can't not include Gerrard either. Love to see Key doing the 3-legged race. I used to win the egg and spoon race pretty much every year when I was in primary school. Dominated the egg and spoon race. Wasn't brilliant at the actual race, just the weird ones like, beanbag race. Remember the beanbag race in primary school? You basically I don't think you were allowed to run, were you? You had to keep it on your head. There was a beanbag on your head. And if the beanbag fell off, you had to stop and pick it up. And then you could carry on. Weird rule. But I was actually good at them ones in egg and spoon. Not so good at the actual just, plain running. Such an athlete. Hiller says Banks, Walker, Cole, Terry, Moore, Ball, Charlton, Robson, Kane, Greaves, Peters. Ooh, unlucky. I thought that might have been a penalty there for a second. Do you think the England golden generation could win the 2026 World Cup? Yes. Yeah, I do. I think if you put Rooney, Owen, Gerrard, Lampard, Scholes, Joe Cole, Ashley Cole, Terry, Ferdinand, Gary Neville, David James, I think that team wins this World Cup, yeah. I think that the main reason that England didn't win the World Cup is because we had a golden generation, but so did everyone else. Like, you look at Brazil's side in 2002 was unbelievable. Pete said we got Hull first game of the season. We always do tend to get a newly promoted side, don't we, Liverpool? It's always our first game of the season. Clips Market, how did England not win with that team? That's a joke. Yeah, they weren't just weren't able to make it work. Oh, big chance! Excellent run from Elise and another massive save from Edouard Mendy. Screams at his defence, let's go! And it needs waking up, to be honest, Senegal. They gave the ball away far too cheaply there. And France are pressing a lot higher in this second half. Elise gliding past Koulibaly. Great effort, but Mendy gets a big hand on it in the end. No, it's his knee, actually, isn't it? Hits his knee and deflects wide for the corner. Good effort, though. France starting to really step it up a gear in this second half. And it's a corner. Thomas, will you be watching any other games tonight, Key? I am, mate. Yep, live for Argentina and Algeria after this one. Corner from Elise is poor. Mendy claims it. Nice and easy. This charming Dan, I was fine at the three-legged race. I'd try to, with partner, the biggest bastard in my year, and let him drag me along. Shearer up top with Kane, says Andy. Yeah, see, we sleep on Shearer. And Alan Shearer was unbelievable. Shearer, Kane, Rooney, Lineker, Jimmy Greaves. Unbelievable, Jimmy Greaves. And Jeff Hurst, of course. Roger Hunt. Roger Hunt was in the 66 squad, and he was a prolific striker for Liverpool. Clips Market, similar to United, we would have had 5 Champions Leagues on board if we weren't against that Barca side. I think Liverpool would have had another 2 if we hadn't played that Madrid side, to be fair. Played Madrid in 2 finals. Just in the space of like 3 years. We would have had another couple easily. Swifty, my dad says Greaves is the best striker he's seen. Yeah, everyone I speak to of that generation tends to say similar about Jimmy Greaves. Great ball. Senegal. Oh, unlucky. Good save from Magnan. Mr. Al-Shamari, if France make the final, they'll only be the third team in history to reach 3 consecutive World Cup finals, alongside Brazil and Germany. Do you reckon they can do it based on what you've seen so far? In this game, no. I think first half France have been, probably been maybe not dominated, but no. Do you know what? I don't think dominated is too strong a word. I would say Senegal have dominated France in the first half. They didn't have any real opportunities. Defensively, Senegal had them where they wanted them. They had the best chance of the game. France have come out second half and looked a lot better, but then again, Senegal are in here now. Oh, do you know what? And if they just get that pass right to Nicholas Jackson, the weight of the pass from Ismaila Sarr just a bit too heavy. Nicholas Jackson was this close from putting Senegal in front. He was one-on-one with Mike Maignan there. Just overhit the pass, Ismaila Sarr. Timbo, everyone says we had Gerrard, Lampard, Scholes. Well, Spain had Busquets, Xavi, Iniesta. France had Makelele, Vieira, Zidane. That's it. Yeah, there's every team at the same time had a golden generation. Pete, don't forget again that Spain had the Barca team plus a couple of others in 08. And Adam Timmins says, Key, Google Brian Clough's scoring record. And no, I do know that. I know Cloughy had a really good scoring record, didn't he? Yeah, he was a talented player as well as a good manager. France are in. Must be 1-0. Oh, what a save again from Mendy. Absolutely fantastic couple of saves from Mendy. France one-on-one twice just in the opening 10 minutes. And still can't take the lead. Swifty always says he was doing it on poor pitches with a heavy ball and proper defenders. Yeah, defenders who wouldn't mind kicking lumps out of you. And referees never stopped it, did they? Jellyfish, I'd have Robson and Hoddle in the 6 and the 8 and Gazza in the 10 with Rooney in the 9. Hoddle, yeah, Hoddle, another very underrated player. Timbo, maybe we should have kept Mendy. Mendy, on this evidence, Mendy would have been easily a goalkeeper Chelsea should have kept hold of. There's no doubt about that. He was a talented keeper anyway, And I don't believe you upgraded with any of the ones you've got subsequently. Will, what about an all-time UK 11? All-time UK 11. Kenny Dalglish, George Best. Probably make it in there. I think you'd find it difficult to leave out Wayne Rooney. Steven Gerrard, midfield. Souness. I think you'd probably have Gerrard, Souness, midfield. Oh, what a run that is. Great run down the right-hand side. That's got to be a penalty. Clearest penalty you'll ever see. Oh my God, he's give a corner. How's that not a penalty? I tell you what, if this is a dive from MBAPPE, if this might be a dive, he's give a corner, the referee. I have no idea how that's not a penalty. Deschamps is livid. MBAPPE skins the fullback. He gets past him. It's Sadio Mane who dives in. I tell you what, he doesn't get anything on the ball, does he? No, that's a penalty. That's a penalty all day, every day. Can we get a VAR check, please, sir? He doesn't actually touch Mbappe. Mbappe jumps over him. Mbappe jumps over him, but is that enough? There's no touch on the player. Mbappe, he sort of jumps over him and goes down. I mean, I think that's a penalty. If that doesn't get given as a penalty, I think that's questionable. It's questionable. We've got to get a VAR check on this one, please, sir. Possible penalty. It's gone to VAR. Darren Can doing the BBC's coverage for the VAR. And he's saying it's a penalty, I think. Sadio Mane could have given away a penalty here. That's going to hurt me in the World Cup Fantasy League, I think. Because I've got Sadio Mane. Gerrard, Souness, Roy Keane, midfield. Roy Keane's not UK, mate, is he? That's the problem. Alan Hansen, yeah, probably Alan Hansen gets in there, I would imagine. I think there is going to be a check on this one. Sadio Mane is just having a little laugh with Ousmane Dembele, who's saying, come on, I think you caught him there, Sadio. It's a claim. Mbappe is quite clear. He's saying penalty. It's nailed on penalty. He's got to go and have a look at it, referee. He is. He's going to go and have a look. He's going to go and have a look. I think this one is going to be a pen. And 60 minutes on the clock. We could be on for our first goal. Is it our first penalty at the World Cup? Don't think there's been a penalty yet. This would be the first penalty, wouldn't it? The old way says Giggs and Bale. Yeah, I think you'd have to have Giggs, Bale, wouldn't you? Giggs, Bale, Gerrard, Souness. I think you'd have Barnes over Giggs, personally. But Giggs, Bale, Barnes, Souness, Gerrard. I mean, the referee looking at it will say he's got none of the ball, but I don't actually think Sadio Mane touches him. But he's seen enough, the referee, and I think it is going to be a penalty kick. Here we go. VAR. Penalty. There you go. Decision made. It is a penalty. Oh, yeah, and Bolo scored a pen. Of course he did. Yeah. No penalty. No penalty, VAR. He pointed to the spot. Oh, my God. I mean, yeah, he doesn't touch him. No penalty. No penalty. He went like that. He looked like he pointed to the spot. But he doesn't. Oh, no, that is a pen. I'm sorry. That's ridiculous, that. That is a penalty. That's craziness, that. Sadio Mane gets none of the ball. If we're going to VAR and that's not a penalty, I'm sorry. That's madness. He absolutely flew into the tackle, none of the ball, and Mbappe absolutely does catch him. That's a penalty for me. That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Have we seen a stranger penalty decision yet? That is madness. Barnes over Giggs. I act like I never heard that. Mate, Ryan Giggs was only impressive because of his longevity and his failed brother performances. 100% a pen. Swifty says, you've got to trip the attacker, and I'm not convinced. Ref just rage baited the whole crowd at once. He did, didn't he? He went like that. He pointed. Everyone thought that was a penalty. Madness. Pete Havertz scored one. Oh, yeah, he did. Havertz scored against Curaçao, didn't he, of course. Daddy O says Mbappe isn't playing for Madrid. The ref hasn't been paid. And the old way says that's only the second ever time I've seen the ref stick to his guns once when it comes to VAR. St Mirren in the Scottish Cup was the other one. You like to see it, don't you? I do like to see referees do that. I mean, hang on a minute. Didn't it happen with Brian and Burmo as well? Brian and Burmo for Manchester United, they gave the goal and everyone, the one where he handballed it against... Can't remember who he handballed it against at the end of the season. Do you remember when he basically caught it under his arm like a rugby ball? Brian and Burmo. The referee gave the goal and then he got sent to the monitor to go and have a look at it. Everyone saw him handball it, and then it got given as a goal anyway. So he stuck with his original decision. There's only a few times that's happened though, but I do like seeing that happen, especially when there's when there's no real reason to overturn the original decision. I think in that case, and in the Mbermo case, there was enough. I thought there was enough evidence there. It was Forest, yes, Gamer G, yes. If there's contact, it's very minimal, says Swifty. Do you not think there's an element of if Sadio Mane flies into a tackle, he's got no business going in for? What a pass that is! Oh my goodness me. That was an incredible pass and Mbappe couldn't quite bring it into his feet again. He says this, he goes like this to Elise. And I'm guessing it's just saying how close it was. He's not actually insulting Elise in any way, shape or form. That's just an allegation. Oxford fan, nice to see you sponsored by my locals key. Senegal down the right-hand side. Ismail Assar goes down, claim for a penalty from him. Goal kick. You're not getting that one. That's a bizarre decision, says this charming Dan. Brave call to go to VAR and not give a penalty. Adam says, Key, ref did not give it, so has to be 100% clear, and it's not clear. I mean, let's put it to the chat. Let's put it to the chat. Go on, bugger it. We'll do a poll on it. I want to get your take on this. Let's see. There you go. Let me know what you think. Thomas Ainscoe, how's it going? S. Martin, he had to jump over to avoid contact, and he still did hit him. France, good effort, blocked again by Senegal. It's not been a bad second half, this. 20 minutes in, we've already had lots and lots of chances, it feels like, and a claim for a penalty. But it does look more and more, the longer the half goes on, it's looking more like it's going to be France's day. Senegal just starting to retreat a little bit. They're not quite having the same impact as they were in the first half. Excellent play down the left-hand side. Here's Elise. Great cut. Koundé. Lay Patel says, the reason for not giving the pen is BS. What is Mbappe supposed to do there? Well, he's finally scored! Hey, it's 1-0 France! We said a goal was coming, and I was wondering whether or not they'd be able to make it count. All this pressure from France that's been coming just before the water break was due, and they've made it count. There you go, 1-0 France. It is Kylian Mbappe. It's about time. Oh, he's giving it the old Gaza celebration. The old Gaza celebration. What's going on there? That helps my fantasy big time, says Will. That's a bit more like it from Mbappe. France 1, Senegal 0. It was good play down the right-hand side between Elise and Koundé. Wonderful passing from Elise, who again makes the difference. And France, it's a wonderful finish on the turn, but it all just comes down to that pass from Elise. What a pass that is. Oh, what a pass. Excellent stuff. Elise with a wonderful assist. And Mbappe on the turn. Koulibaly just not close enough to him. And I don't think Edward Mendy could have really done an awful lot about that. 1-0 France. Excellent goal. Deschamps is pleased. Les Bleus on the march. And that's the record equalled now, by the way. Olivier Giroud has the all-time France top scorer record. And Mbappe has just equalled it. 57 goals. And now, could he chase the record itself in real time? Maybe we get another MBAPPE goal and he becomes France's all-time top scorer. Senegal. Oh, he's in. 1-1. Go on, lad. Is he onside? I think he's off. No, he's off. He's off. He's offside there. It was a lovely ball over the top. No, I think he's off. It's a fabulous finish, though. Absolutely incredible, that from Nicholas Jackson. Again, Maignan. I think poor from Maignan. One of the reasons why Chelsea shouldn't really have signed him. I'm glad they didn't. Well, I wish they had, actually, to be fair. There was rumours Mike Maignan was going to Chelsea. He's not a keeper you want. Looked a bit suspect there. And it's gone to a hydration break. It has been chalked off. He was offside there. But what a finish from Nicholas Jackson. What a finish. Hey, and the game's come to life. Michael Olise with an unbelievable assist. 30 assists he got for Bayern Munich this season, by the way. 22 goals, 30 assists for Michael Olise in the number 10. No Camavinga as well in this France side. I always looked at when they announced the squad, I was very surprised to see no Camavinga in the squad. The old way says, don't know if you've mentioned it. Did you read about the VAR ref supposedly doing a racially motivated hand gesture in that daft bit they do before the game where they show the VAR team? Yeah, we were talking about it. And we were talking about how, I mean, that particular gesture seems to mean different things to different people. Because when I was growing up, that particular gesture, if you did that, I mean, I probably shouldn't do it on camera, to be fair, because obviously people seem to infer it means something it doesn't. In my case, anyway, I don't know what it means to some people. Maybe to some people, they do mean far right stuff when they say it, racially motivated stuff when they do that gesture. I would say the VAR ref, whoever it was, probably was a bit stupid to do any gesture in a professional, in the same way that I wouldn't, go like that behind a colleague's head, something a bit daft like that, which doesn't mean anything. You're just trying to have a bit of a laugh. When I was at school, if you did that particular gesture, you were just kind of, it was one of them. It was like a joke. You'd say to, hey mate, have you seen this down here? And you'd have your hand just like that. You'd go, hey, have you seen that down there? And they'd look, and then if they looked, then you got a dead arm. That was how it was in school. That was what that meant. And I didn't realise until this past week that it meant something really loads deeper. I wasn't aware it meant anything darker than that. Yeah, that's it. I thought it meant if you looked at it, you got to dig off your pal. That was how I always thought it was growing up as well. That's what I took it to mean. Maybe we're naive, mate. Maybe it was us being naive. Daddy-O says, was the gesture below the waist? Wasn't that the rule in the circle game? Yeah, I think that's what it was, as far as I'm aware, anyway. To paraphrase Outcast, I'm sorry, Nick Jackson. Ooh, I am for real. Shahid says, all of a sudden, it's become a great match. It's certainly livened up a bit. Did you know as well, by the way, here's another little tidbit worth noting. You can maybe talk to your mates about it. France have a verified bona fide superfan. They have a superfan who has attended every single tournament that France have attended since 1982. His name is Clement, and he has taken a cockerel with him, a cockerel called Balthazar. He has taken with him to every single tournament since 1982. Baffling, because I didn't think cockerels lived that long. But yeah, maybe it's multiple different cockerels that he's taken. But he always takes a cockerel with him called Balthazar. But there you go. France's superfan, Clement. that VAR official owes about 3 million people a dead arm. Ball down the right-hand side. It's going to be another corner. Senegal corner. Here we go. How many corners have we had so far? France 5, Senegal 3 now. Okay. I do need another goal in the game. Desperately need another goal in the game. France have reached the final of 4 of the last 7 major tournaments. 4 of the last 7 major tournaments, France have been in the final. So, wouldn't be surprising if they made it again. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and Gary O'Neill among the leading candidates to become manager at Ipswich, says Be Yourself, Dylan. Gary O'Neill would be an interesting one. Isn't he at Strasbourg? He seems to be doing well at Strasbourg. I'm not sure he'd go to Ipswich. I know they've been promoted, but I'm not sure that'd be a particularly wise move. Do you know what the national dish of France is? The national dish of France is pot au feu, which is beef slow boiled with vegetables and bone marrow. Didn't know even that was a thing. I've never even heard of pot au feu. France is also the most visited country on earth. Didn't know that. 100 million tourists a year. More than France's entire population. But the most visited country on earth, France. Timbo says, here's a mental stat. Since 1982, there's been a Bayern player in every World Cup final in that 40-year period. I like that. I like that stat. Van Bommel for Netherlands in against Spain in the final. I'm trying to think back to every single final now, but I think you're right. This charming Dan, I think that French bloke is probably on to Balthazar the 25th by now. Is it a real cockerel, says Pete? It is, yeah, always a real cockerel. Clement and his cockerel Balthazar, who has attended every single tournament with France since 1982. But Senegal, listen, Senegal, I think we always remember Senegal beating France in the 2002 opener. Papa Bouba Diop, God rest his soul, scored in that one. It's also worth noting as well, by the way, that Pape Thiaw, the Senegal boss, Pape Thiaw, is still actually banned by FIFA. He was banned for the way that he protested and the way that his team protested in the AFCON final against Morocco. Diarra and Mbaye coming on for Senegal. Still no Iliman Ndiaye. Surprising. Yeah, Pape Thiaw still banned by, not by FIFA, sorry, by the CAF, the African Federation. But those banned games don't apply at FIFA tournaments, so he'll be missing for AFCON qualifying and all that stuff, which is still to come after the tournament. But he's still got a ban to serve. But yeah, Ibrahim Mbaye has just come on for Senegal. Scored at the AFCON when he was still 17 years old. Very talented young player, Mbaye. Here he is on the right-hand side. Wonderful. And France just about squeam it away just a bit. Senegal haven't lost a competitive match in 90 minutes since the 2022 World Cup. They might be about to lose one here. Another interesting fact for you, by the way, about Senegal, it is in 2018, they were in fact eliminated. I don't know if you remember this. In 2018, Senegal were eliminated on fair play. It's the only time it's ever happened in World Cup history. they finished level on points with Japan. They finished level on points, level on goals scored. They drew against them, all this sort of stuff. Goal difference. They couldn't be separated, Senegal v Japan. So in the end, Senegal went out based on yellow cards. Senegal had more yellow cards than Japan. It's considered the cruelest World Cup exit in history. Senegal going out in 2018. It's the only time it's ever happened. France pump it long to the far post. Headed back across. Senegal clear it. Out to the edge. Here's and by. Nicholas Jackson can't quite get the ball away. It's going to be a free kick. No, good tackle. Habib Diarra. Now Senegal have started. Excellent player. Well, we're going to get a good look at Noah Sadiki as well tomorrow, Dan. Noah Sadiki for Dr. Congo. Portugal versus Dr. Congo tomorrow. So, Cristiano Ronaldo against Noah Sadiki. Senegal's national dish. Senegal's national dish is called ceebu jeen, which is fish stuffed with rice, herbs and vegetables, and then they pour tomato sauce over it. There you go. If you ever fancy any ceebu jeen, get yourself to Dakar. What a ball in that is! Oh, massive chance again, Nicholas Jackson. Oh, if he could have kept himself on side and finished. Senegal have had chances in this game, haven't they? Ismail Assam is the sitter in the first half. I think he might have been offside there. What a ball in that is from Malik Diouf. Malik Diouf, West Ham's left back. Probably won't be West Ham's left back after this summer. Unbelievable ball in. That's astonishing. An absolute world-class cross. And Barcola about to enter the fray with Dembele. Pete says, I'm surprised your Google's still working, Key. No Google, mate. All up here. I always knew about ceebu jeen. This charming Dan says, Key, I'll be wearing my white coat and stethoscope for Dr. Congo and the great Sadiki. Good lad. Another little interesting fact about Senegal. They've got a lake called Lake Retba, which is naturally the colour of strawberry milkshake. Lake Retba. There's algae in the water, salt-loving algae, which turns the water like a reddy pinkish colour. So, yeah, Lake Retba in Senegal is the colour of strawberry milkshake. Need to remix Congo's anthem into an upbeat Dr. Mario style tune for the World Cup. What was that one called? Dr. Beat. Dr. Beat. Doctor got this feeling. What's that song? Doctor, I am from Congo. Someone probably will make a tournament remix at some point. The Old Way says, what's the best national anthem you've heard in football? Mine is the Italians. It's awesome. Wife's is obviously Flower of Scotland. England's is probably the worst. It's just dead bland, no bounce. Uruguay's one's always a bit funny, isn't it? Oh, that's a great ball. France should be 2 up here. Oh, what a goal that is. 2-0. Barcola just on the pitch. Absolutely wonderful goal. France 2, Senegal 0. Exceptional ball. France now got it locked in. Absolutely fantastic. Have we had cards? Oh, I need cards. How many cards have we had? I'm panicking. We've still not had a card in this game. This referee's garbage. We're not getting 2 cards in the last 10 minutes, are we? Oh, David Stewart, Miami Sound Machine. Of course it was. Gloria Estefan. Just Google that Pink Lake. It's kind of awesome. All right, that, innit? Great ball down the right-hand side. Barcola, what a finish that is. A lovely little dink over the keeper. Michael Owen, eat your heart out. The pass, the movement, all class. Exceptional from France. Nothing Edouard Mendy could do about that one, to be honest. He's had a good game, Mendy. Couple of really big saves for Senegal to keep him in it. Nothing he could do about either goal, to be honest. I think his defence let him down on both of them. Barcola for my fantasy team. Get in. Pete Greenall says, we should sign Juve. It'd be nice to have a player with that name that doesn't spit at people. Yeah, he's a good player, Juve. I like Juve. Carl says, what's your opinion on the non-penalty? Well, I mean, to be honest, the chat seems to be quite split. I asked the chat, should France have had a penalty? 56% said yes, 44% said no. Personally, I thought it was a pen. I'm in the yes camp. I really did think it was a pen. I was surprised they didn't get it. And especially when it went to VAR, I was astonished he stuck with his original decision. But then again, it happens, doesn't it? So the referee just couldn't quite make his mind up. So he couldn't go with it. He couldn't make the decision. But I need 2 yellow cards, lads and lasses. 2 yellow cards. How hard is it? Barcola on the left will be nice at Arsenal. Yeah, I was going to say Barcola on the left could be really interesting. If Arsenal go for him. There's rumours that he is going to leave PSG. And if he does, I mean, will he be an upgrade for Arsenal on Trossard? I think yes, but I just always wonder with Arsenal whether or not Arteta's kind of able to platform attackers. Because attackers don't ever seem to do well for Mikel Arteta. Tends to put them on rails. Makes things a bit too rigid. Doesn't like flexibility. Doesn't offer them an awful lot of movement or scope. Like structure, organisation. Keep the ball. Stay within your area of the pitch. What a run that is. That's exceptional from Barcola. See, this sort of freedom, he just wouldn't be allowed. Exceptional play. Strike. Good effort from MBAPPE. Searching for that goal that breaks the record. Mendy with an absolutely shocking ball out. Senegal won't come back from this, says Jelly. Just a reminder, by the way, I am going to be live in just over 4 hours. Well, just under 4 hours, actually, for Argentina versus Algeria. Messi against Mahrez. Argentina against Algeria. It's a 2 a.m. kickoff here in the UK. I don't imagine all of you will be here, but maybe some of you will. Daddy-O says, right, I'll see you later. The Arsenal slander has started. Take it easy, Daddy-O. Have a good one, man. Adam says, think the referee's been awesome. Did not flash his cards every 5 minutes. Well, he could have done... I only wanted 2. 2 cards. 2 cards would have been enough. Are you live for Iraq, Norway? No, mate. I'm not live for Iraq, Norway. Why are you not doing the Norway game? Because 3 games in a row, Jelly, just not good for me health-wise. Can't do it with the epilepsy. So it's a non-starter. So I'm going to go and have an hour or 2. Maybe I might get my head down. I don't know. I might have a little snooze. And then back up for Argentina, Algeria. After all those cards in the first Mexico game, they've basically stopped giving them out. I mean, To be honest, there weren't a huge amount of cards in the Mexico game. It was just the 3 reds, wasn't it, that kind of made it seem like a disciplinary nightmare. I think he only actually gave 2 yellow cards other than that, didn't he? 2 or 3 yellows, maybe, which is kind of a normal game. This charming Dan says, Key, have yourself a bit of a kit between the games. Might give you the extra energy for the sports day tomorrow. That's it. That's kind of what I'm thinking. More that than anything else. Because if I have a couple of hours now, then I can wake up refreshed for the Argentina-Algeria game. And then when that finishes at 4, maybe I only need another 3 or 4 or 5 hours. Who knows? I mean, that's probably all I'm going to get. Food and kip key. Can't really have food, not before bed. But I might try and go to bed and then maybe wake up at 1. Might have a piece of toast or something light. Maybe just a brew and some biscuits. I don't know, anything. Just something so it kind of tells your body, right, we're awake. Record number of reds and then yellow, but whatever instruction they were given following that put the fear in them. That's probably true, you know. Pete Green, all you need is a punch-up key. Keep the faith. We're rapidly running out of time, Pete. What is all this spam shite popping it up? Oh, mate, what it is it's throughout the World Cup. You just get the occasional bots coming in trying to push as much of it as possible. Oh, that's a great turn. Excellent play, and it's going to be a corner to Senegal, I think. Mr. Al-Shamari, who's your man of the match, Key? Elise. Yeah, I think Elise, probably the 2 big moments in the game really came from him. Created a couple of big chances, one that MBAPPE didn't take and one that MBAPPE did. So I would say Elise would be my man of the match. Mendy has had a really good game as well, though. I'd say that. I think Mendy has kept Senegal in it when I think any other team probably wouldn't have been. Shahid says France have been a different monster this second half, deservedly 2-0. Yeah, can't deny that. They've certainly been the better side second half. First half, though, again, we've talked about this a lot. Game of 2 halves. It's a game of 2 halves. France... 8 minutes of added on time. France were not the best team at all as far as the first half goes. But second half, definitely. Elise for sure says football talks. Those Elise passes were Bruno-esque. Oh, that's such rage bait. That's such rage bait. This charming Dan, it's been a disgustingly clean game. We need someone to get leathered. Yeah, just someone fly in with a tackle and then all the players rush in and the ref give cards to everyone. Or someone throw an elbow. Anything. There's 8 minutes left. Come on, Senegal. You had a big scrap in the AFCON final. That's a foul, ref. Oh, it is getting a bit feisty here. Go on, kick him. Spit at him. Anything. Anything. Something. Oh, what a run this is. This is a great opportunity for France. Is it Cherky? Lays the ball off and gives it away. That's why he's no Florian Wirtz, isn't it? That's why he'll never ever be a Florian Wirtz, Ryan Cherky. Try as he might. Seven to go. Who's stopping with me for the Argentina and Algeria game, by the way? I don't imagine many of you will, but if you do... I mean, I might stay up. I want to watch the Iraq-Norway game. I really do want to watch the Iraq-Norway game. Are you doing the Portugal game, Key? I am indeed, mate. Yes, Portugal versus Dr. Congo tomorrow, followed by England against Croatia. 2 games tomorrow night. Haaland is going to light it up. People have been talking about Haaland against Iraq as if he might, well, lock down the World Cup Golden Boot in just 1 game. If he's absolutely on fire in that Iraq game, you wouldn't put it past him, maybe sticking 3 or 4 past him, would you? There's Gareth Bale. Played with a couple of players on this pitch, didn't he? Unlucky, that was better. The old way says, right, girls and boys, that's me away up early with a 2-year-old. Enjoy tonight's games, big man. Catch you all you handsome bastards tomorrow. All you handsome bastards and Timbo. Key, I'll be here. Think everyone should, but then again, I'm mental, so people probably shouldn't listen to me. Well, listen, first off, old ways, take it easy, mate. Have a good one. Hope the 2-year-old is compliant, or as compliant as 2-year-olds can be, to be honest. My little girl certainly wasn't compliant at 2 years old. She's not now, to be honest. She still takes the mick out of me now. Excited to watch the Argentina game, says Football Talks. Yes, lad, good to see. The rule is you have to support the club closest to you, but if international, you can pick. And 3-star says, do Iraq-Norway game, miss the Argentina game, and you're match fit for your daughter's sports day. I know. Yeah, that probably is the smarter thing to do, isn't it, to be honest? Iraq, Norway, and then... but I don't know. No, I'm going to do Argentina and Algeria. I'll get up for it. We'll do that one. Senegal, great run, great strike. What a goal, 2-1. What a goal, that is. Absolutely fantastic. It's Ibrahima and Bay again. The young man from PSG has just rattled it in. And again, you're looking at Mike Maignan thinking probably not the best goalkeeping. I'm looking at the keeper there again. And there's still 3 minutes left. We might yet have a strong finish to this one. Mike Maignan, absolutely shocking goalkeeping. I think there's a touch of the Sandro Tonali's about Mike Maignan there. I think there might be a touch of the Sandro Tonali's going on. Well, we were. Very nice. Very poor keeping, says Rob. I agree. Yeah, it wasn't great, was it? He just didn't quite get his full body weight behind that. He was off balance. He was going this way. It kind of hits his elbow and goes in. But poor from the keeper. France still pushing. Here's Elise. Good defending from Senegal. And MBAPPE with a strike. Oh my God, what a goal. And he's broke the record. And what a way to do it. Oh my goodness me. What an absolute worldie from Kylian Mbappe. I've had a go at him. I've said I don't think he's that good. But my God, he's turned up in the final few minutes here. Goodness grief. Goodness grief. And the goal from Mbappe just means absolutely nothing now. Oh my word, Kylian Mbappe. Do you know what? He just picked it up there and thought, why not? Why not? There's 2.5, 3 minutes left. Might as well just have a pop. And he's just rattled it from distance. Edouard Mendy had no chance. I don't think he was expecting it. Oh, what a strike. Little bit reminiscent of Ronaldo's goal against Porto in the Champions League. Again, that's not great keeping either. It's a good strike. But again, should the keeper be doing better there? It's not quite in the top corner. He does get a hand to it again. Not great keeping at this tournament. I'm looking at Edouard Mendy. I'm looking at Mike Maignan. And I'm thinking, reckless goalkeeping at play. Joe, sorry I haven't been on lately. Key exam week this week. No worries, mate. Priorities. Priorities, I get it. By the way, what do you make of Lee Cattermole and Mackham as Gateshead manager? I was dying for talk to you when I saw that earlier. I was like, Joe's not going to be best pleased with a Mackham managing Gateshead. What a strike. Spurs transfer news says Tonali to Spurs. Thoughts? Crazy. Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen. But if it does happen, Newcastle fans will be livid by that one. Be interested to see what Joe thinks about that, actually. Tonali potentially to Spurs. Been waiting for you tonight, mate. We've been talking about you. Not in a bad way, obviously, but just about Tonali and all the rumours and everything. I'm not following Gateshead now, mate. No surprise. I did think you'd be a bit miffed by them appointing a Mackham. What are your thoughts on the Tonali thing? Not until he's gone. Yeah, go on, give us your thoughts on Tonali. As a Newcastle fan, I'd be really intrigued to hear what your thoughts are on Tonali. Potentially to Spurs. It seems to be gathering pace, that one. I personally don't see it happening, but if it does, it'd be incredible. Spurs transfer news says he wants the move, and Spurs are willing to pay the price. I don't even know. You all right, Key? I am good, mate, thank you. How are you? I'm very good, sir. Rob says Gateshead is a County Durham team anyway, basically Mackham's. Oh, Joe's not going to like that. Ryan says World Cup Mbappe might actually be top 5 players of all time. World Cup Mbappe. Joe says, I can't see Tonali going. I think it's Romano being paid by his agent. And Oxford fan says, I'll call it a night there, lad. See you all for Portugal tomorrow. Take it easy, mate. I'll be back for Argentina, Algeria in the early hours of this morning in case you do fancy it. But otherwise, I'll see you for Portugal, Congo tomorrow. 6 p.m. kickoff, that one. England, Croatia tomorrow night as well. Hopefully he'll be with me for that one as well. I think man of the match is Mbappe, especially after his last goal. I think Mbappe might just take it now after that one, yeah. Terrible pass from Cherky. He's had a real disaster cameo, hasn't he, Cherky? Oh, hey, it's in! Oh, it must be! How's that stayed out, ref? Oh, nearly 3-2. Goodness me, Mike Mannion and Tchouaméni, Cherky, the pair of them. Just an absolutely crazy end to this game. Ball gets played in. Tchouaméni with a touch nearly lobs his own keeper. That's actually a really good save from Mannion in the end. But nearly 3-2. It's very nearly Mbappe with the winner. Who would have thought that? Who would have thought after Mbappe scored that we might need an Mbappe late winner? Right. 3-1 full time. What a game. What a goal. What a couple of fantastic goals. France 3, Senegal 1, and one of the early tournament favourites start strongly. Senegal beat France in the opening game of the 2002 World Cup, and France ended up going out in the group stages. I don't think that's going to happen now. Now France have got one win. I imagine they will. That'll be enough for France to go through. Barcola had a really good cameo when he came on. That will set tongues wagging. That'll excite some Arsenal fans. With Bradley Barcola heavily linked to them over the summer. But there you go. As it stands, Senegal bottom. Norway play Iraq in about an hour's time. I'm not going to be doing that game. I'm not streaming Iraq and Norway. I am instead going to be up at 2 a.m. for Argentina versus Algeria. So hopefully you'll join me for that one. But if you don't, no problem. I get it. It's early. Maybe I'll see you tomorrow for Portugal versus Congo at 6 p.m. And I'll also be doing England versus Croatia. So, 2 games again tomorrow night. This charming Dan says, where was this type of game in the first half? And Lil Philly says, damn it, I was so close when it was 2-0. Right. Lots of love to everyone. Shell, night all, take care, sleep tight, be back tomorrow if 3-star doesn't ban me. Lots of love to everyone. Big Will says, Key, I'll be up at 2 a.m. Good lad. Take it easy, mate. I'll see you all in about 3.5 hours if you're going to join me for it. 3.5 hours, I'll be back for Argentina and Algeria. Messi versus Mahrez. See you all soon. Ta-da.